Hello, my name is Anu Otoka, and today we will be talking about how mutation and genetic recombination increase genetic variation. Before we get started, you would like to know a couple of words. Let's get started with our first word, which is mutation. Mutation is the change in the genetic material of a cell. A mutation occurs when a DNA gene is damaged or changed in such a way as to alter the genetic message carried by that gene. The second word that you would like to know is genetic recombination, which is the exchange of genetic information in order to increase the genetic diversity of the population. Above, we have a picture/example of this word. The third word is genetic variation. It refers to the diversity in gene frequencies. Genetic variation can refer to differences between individuals or to differences between populations. Mutation is the ultimate source of genetic variation. As you can see, all of these words are related and will help us answer our main question. Here are a couple of notes that will help you answer your question. Remember to keep them in mind. First, we should know that genetic recombination is only seen in bacteria and mutations are only seen in humans. Mutations are changes in nucleotides, and genetic recombination is the transfer of genetic information. Another note that will help you is to know that genetic variation refers to diversity in gene frequencies, and genetic diversity is increased due to the changes in this modified DNA and can be passed on to offspring. Last but not least, we have our last note. It is to know that there are three sources of genetic variation. Number 1, mutation. Number 2, genetic recombination during sexual reproduction. And number 3, lateral gene transfer. Now we will go on to another node that will help us answer our question, and then we will finally have the answer to our question. Here I will explain to you things that increase genetic variation in their population. There are three. Sexual reproduction, which is mixing the DNA of two individuals. Recombination or crossing over, which is mixing up your own DNA to make various different reproductive cells. And last but not least, migration, which is introduction of new alleles in a population from a different population. So after seeing all these notes and taking them down, you should already know the answer to our main question, which was how mutation and genetic recombination increase genetic variation. The answer is mutation and genetic recombination increase genetic variation because they create new DNA sequences and combination. Both mutation and genetic recombination have changes in the DNA that can be passed on to offspring. The offspring could then pass the changes onto their offspring. This gives more variety in the population.